has truly changed my life. To not give you guys a super extensive story as to what I went through, just Cliff's Notes version, I was in a really toxic relationship, and I was engaged to a man who was really horrible to me. And I suffered a mini stroke because of all of the stress that I was under and having to endure in that relationship. And it got to the point to where my speech and my thought process was affected, as well as some minor motor skills, which included not being able to remember to do something as simple as swallowing saliva. So Karen told me about EHT, and she sent me the information while she was at this conference, and I thought, holy cow, if this really works, maybe it will be my saving grace. And so, of course, as a brand partner having early access to it, I went ahead and I ordered my 2 boxes, and I started taking the product. Within about 5 days, I noticed a difference. I was able to actually process my thoughts and put them into words without struggling so much. I was able to remember to swallow. It was a complete 180. I felt normal again, so to speak. And for those of you who have never had an experience like that, it's just absolutely phenomenal. And I can't say enough about EHT and what it's done for me and how it's made me feel normal once again. So by far, if there's anything that I will always promote when it comes to this company, it is going to be EHT for that very reason. And whether somebody believes me or not, it's completely up to them. But at one point, when I first started realizing how EHT was really starting to help me, I had shared my progress with Karen. And Karen, being such a dear friend to me, knows exactly what I went through with my prior relationship. So she's just been such an amazing support system through this entire thing. And of course, Michelle, when I finally really started to get a chance to get to know her on a more personal level, has just been a phenomenal support system as well, and an amazing big sister. And I absolutely love her for that too. But yeah, that's my story. So I kind of slipped through the cracks, and I was on pause, so to speak, when it came to the business. And one day I was working at the gym, and I was talking to my group fitness manager, who's got years and years of sun damage on her skin. So I finally decided to work up the courage to hand over some bottles. She sampled it out for 5 days and literally texted me the next day and said, I absolutely love this. It might sound crazy, but I think my skin already looks better from what it did before just by putting on that night cream one time. And I said, that's phenomenal. I'm super excited. Keep using it. I'll catch up with you on day 6. So sure enough, day 6 comes along, and I run into her at the gym. I just finished teaching a class, and she was coming in to teach her class, and I got on my app and I signed her up as a preferred customer. And I believe that night or the following morning, Michelle sends me a text, and she's like, hey, I need you to call me. There's something going on. And I was really confused, and I said, okay, sure. So I picked up the phone during my lunch break, and I called up Michelle, and I was like, hey, what's going on? And she was like, listen, I think we have a problem. And I said, what's going on? And she's like, I think there might be some issues going on with your account. So anyway, we had something that needed to be straightened out. And Michelle really just took me under her wing and started guiding me and giving me tips on how to work the business and how to really just truly share what Nerium is and everything that it has to offer and how easy it is to share. So I went ahead, and I actually had been talking to one of my coworkers who's been dying to get out of working with the federal government for a long time. And I shared with her the product. She started using it. Her skin literally transformed within 2 weeks, and she noticed the difference. Her before and afters that I'd shown her were just phenomenal. And financially, she wasn't there and ready to start as a BP. Finally, she was able to gather up the money, and one night we got on a 3-way call with Michelle, and signed her up as a VP. And then a day later, I got one of my aunts to sign up as a VP as well, just because she's on Social Security retirement and she was working in sales at a huge department store and decided to just walk away and was trying to find a way to earn a little bit of extra cash, but really wasn't comfortable with the idea of working for herself. I mean, how many of us are so used to working for other people and having that secure paycheck, and then starting to kind of transition into being self-employed and really earning your money. And that's basically where my aunt is. So I literally landed 2 brand partners that join my team that are phenomenal, strong women and are huge assets and are willing to work hard, literally a day apart, which is, to me, was shocking. And it was so easy because I had Michelle guiding me, and on the phone, literally, she just said, you know what, let's pick up the phone and call your aunt, see what she has to say. Let's see what she has to think. And so I said, okay, and I'm thinking in my head, there's no way my aunt's not gonna do this. And sure enough, it took about 15 minutes for Michelle to just talk to my aunt, and my aunt was like, you know what, let's do it. And really, it is that simple. And this whole sharing 2 a day, getting those videos out there, literally just talking to people, complete strangers. I really never thought I had it in me. And it's crazy to say that because I stand up on a stage as a fitness instructor and I teach to complete strangers 3 nights out of the week, sometimes 4. And I find that to be so easy. But to actually have a one-on-one conversation with someone about a product that I absolutely love and I absolutely truly believe in seemed so impossible to me up until about 2 or 3 weeks ago when, like I said, Michelle took me under her wing, and Karen, of course, was there too, just really supporting me and basically getting me to see that you're not selling a product. What you're doing is truly sharing. And a success story like mine with EHT is more than enough. And I will break down in tears every single time I tell my success story with EHT, because for the first time in about a year and a half, I finally feel normal again. And that's not to say that I don't occasionally stumble on my words or stutter, but it's nowhere near what I used to be when I suffered my mini stroke. And so that in itself, I think, speaks volumes. And I've been able to finally share my story without being humiliated or embarrassed, and actually feel proud that this actually works. And so I'm finding it so much easier to talk to people about what EHT can really do, not just for adults, but for all ages. I found myself talking to one of my students last Monday, a week ago, after teaching 2 classes back to back at the gym, and telling her my success, not only with my skin looking better than what it did 5.5 years ago, 6 years ago, to today. I'm 34, whether any of y'all believe it or not, but my skin looks better now than it did back then. And that's, to me, is just phenomenal, because here I thought I was taking care of my skin from age 18 forward and never saw the results that Nerium has given me in 2 years. And granted, I saw the results probably within the first few months, but nothing like what I've seen now after being on it for 2 years. And so I shared my story about my skin and what EHT did for me. And she texted me last night and said, hey, I shared your story and I shared Karen's story with Brody, with one of my girlfriends who takes care of her autistic grandson, and she wants in on it. She's willing to try anything. And it's that easy, guys. Like, you literally just have to share your story or share my story. I really don't mind if you guys share my story. And you're more than welcome to contact me. Text me, call me, it doesn't matter. I'll get on the phone and I'll share my story, and I'll do it without any reservations or hesitation. But I mean, she did that. Amber did that for me. And so now I've got someone else who wants to hear my story directly from the horse's mouth, so to speak. And then, of course, hear Karen's story with her success in Brody, and hopefully get her grandson, who's 5 years old, who's a handful for her, and hopefully see benefits. So it's just, you're going to get no's. you're definitely going to get no's. I've got bottles out with a couple of my neighbors right now, and one of them told me about 3 days in and said, hey, I Googled and I did some research on the product, and it really didn't get great reviews. And I was like, really? And I said, that's really strange because, you know, Nerium actually is one of the top companies. And she says, well, no, I know they're great as far as customer service goes, but the product in itself, not such great reviews. So I immediately got on the phone and I texted Karen and I said, hey, I'm getting ready to pick up these bottles pretty soon. I need some advice. This is what she's telling me. Help me. My upline, guys, your upline, even if it's not your direct upline, the upline is there. Pick up the phone, text a message, send it out on Facebook in your groups. I mean, anybody and everybody is there to help. And Karen got back to me within less than 10 minutes and she was like, send her these 2 videos, like now. I mean, there's just such an important message that we need to get out there. As soon as doubt starts to hit that person's mind, we've got to get in there and get them to realize that this product really does work and it's here to help and it's here to stay. So that's my story.
Thank you so much. Everybody, let's give her a round of applause. So fabulous. So fabulous. And I'm so happy for you and just can't wait to continue to watch your flourishing business take off, and just really grateful to have you on the team and as such a great example for all of us to follow and to model. And one of the things that I loved about what Gabby said was, all of her interests for brand partners really started with the product. It started just as we were learning about product prospecting. We oftentimes think that brand partners are only going to have to see a Nerium Experience Opportunity video, but so many times our brand partners are people that have been customers or have tried the product. So I think that's a very, very good reminder to us to always get our bottles, always have them out to everybody. And her story about Michelle encouraging her and really challenging her, it sounded like, to pick up the phone and to call people. You guys, that's what it takes. It takes picking up the phone. It takes having that courage. It takes doing it with your support team. If you've got people on your list that you can't get them to the next step. The next step is get on the phone with your support team for an hour and call through your people. That's how it works. And just as Gabby said, she didn't think that her aunt would say yes, but after 15 minutes of hearing a story, having a third party, I don't know why third party works. I don't know why someone would believe a stranger as opposed to their family or friend. I don't know why, but that's the way it is. So once we embrace that and once we wrap our heads around that and we just do the activity, then the fruits of our labor and so many different amazing results start to come to fruition because we had that personal touch. So Gabby, thank you so much. I'm really, really excited to see everybody on the next Nerium U if you're going to join us. And then at 8:45, we've got our leader huddle up tonight. And if you're somebody who's a part of that, you definitely do not want to miss tonight some incredible information from one of my great friends, Karen DeSantis. She'll be sharing with us just some information that blew me away today on the NMD call, and I texted her right away and said, will you please talk to our organization tonight at the Leader Huddle Up. So see you guys at 7:30 or see you at 8:45. Appreciate you guys.